Good afternoon to you all. Very good afternoon, sir. Shall we start, sir? Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon to you all. On behalf of the Department of Commerce, I have great pleasure and privilege to welcome our Honorable Professor, Dr. G. Jayapal sir, to this great session on innovative research in digital banking. I welcome you, sir. I would like to welcome our respected participants from all over India to this great ICSSR sponsored capacity building program on data analysis and research methodology in social sciences through virtual mode. Welcome you all. I would like to say something about our honorable research person, Professor Jayapal sir. He is a professor in Ed, Department of Banking Technology, Alagappa University. He is highly dedicated, working hard for the welfare of the students. Professor has 34 years of teaching experience, 31 years of research experience. He is a member of Senate. Professor is concentrating in various areas of research like banking, financial services, investment management, agricultural finance, microfinance, behavioral finance, and digital banking. Sir, really amazing, sir. The contribution is really amazing, sir. Professor has produced 7 doctorates and he has presented a paper on 27 international conferences and 42 national conferences. He has published a paper on 41 international journals and 143 national level journals. He has 97 citations and 57.421 cumulative impact factor. He has completed a lot of projects. He has conducted 67 conferences, 68 seminars, 23 workshops, and 4 refresher programs, 1 orientation program successfully. He is a member of 2 editorial board and 1 advisory board. He is acting as chairman in various academic bodies. He has delivered 87 special lectures. He has evaluated 78 PhD theses. He has conducted 46 PhD public papers examinations. Totally, Professor is highly dedicated and hardworking for the welfare of the students and faculty members. He is working hard for the welfare of the nation by his valuable contribution in the fields of higher education. Now, once again, I welcome you all to this great afternoon session. Now, may I request and invite our Honorable Professor Dr. Jayapal sir to deliver a special lecture on innovative research in digital banking. Please, sir. Welcome, sir. That's okay, sir. Sir, unmute பண்ணிங்க sir. Sir, please unmute your microphone, sir. Sir, please unmute your microphone, sir. Okay.
Okay, okay.
That's okay, sir.
All right, right.
Please, sir, please, sir.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon to all. It's my pleasure being a resource person for a session in a 2 weeks capacity building programs on data analysis and research methodology in social sciences organized by the Department of Commerce, Alagappa University in collaboration with ICSSR. And at the outset, I thank the course director, Professor Dr. T.R. Gurumurthy, the member of syndicate, and the co-director, Dr. G. Vijay Vinayagamurthy and their teams for their successful conduct of this program. Regarding the topic given for me in this data analysis and research methodology in social sciences program is innovative research in digital banking. Innovative research in digital banking. In the morning, you were listening an excellent presentation made by the Vice Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. M. Selvam on a statistical topic. Whereas now, this is a theoretical aspect has been given for me to discuss with you. Today, many research scholars are very much interested to take up research studies in the emerging areas of social sciences, including digital banking. That is why the organizers have given me this topic to discuss with you. Regarding the presentation, 2 sessions have been given for me to discuss this topic as innovative research in digital banking 1 and 2. For today's session, I would like to discuss with you regarding the digital banking concepts. What is the need for discussing this digital banking aspects? It is an emerging area. Everyone is targeting this area for their research for various reasons. Before discussing the innovation part in taking up research studies in the area of banking, that too in digital banking, I would like to say something about the changing business environment of today. In the past, the business people, that is industries and business, have conducted their business activities in their own way. Whereas today, the way in which they are doing their business has been totally changed because of the technological changes taking place in the business environment. Today, the technology holds the key for the successful conduct of any business, including banking. Regarding the technological changes and the causes for such change is digitalization. In India, the government of India has initiated the concept of Digital India, through which enormous benefits will be made available to all the stakeholders of the country, particularly the business sector, industrial sector, banking sector, insurance sector, and all other financial services sector will be benefited much. At the same time, it paves way for inclusion of all the needy people for their development. So that considering this aspect, the digitalization has transformed the industries and business in the way that they operate and interact with consumers. In the past, business provided products and services through brick and mortar structure in which the consumers had to physically present and visited various business firms to get their needs and wants fulfilled. Whereas today, there is no need for visiting these business firms by the consumers because of the advent of the technology. I request the audience to please mute their mic. The banking industry has not been exempted from these efforts of digitalization. Online and mobile friendly solutions have made essential in the modern banking process. The first step for the digital banking was computerization of all the bank branches that paved the way for digital banking. So all the bank branches were computerized in 90s. In 90s. Then the digitalization was introduced so that now we are all benefiting out of such digitalization concepts. So everything has been digitalized today. What is digital banking? Of course, different names are used to mean digital banking, such as the technology banking, online banking, e-banking, etc., as part of e-commerce. The e-commerce, e-banking, e-marketing, e-CRM, etc., are some of the buzzwords which are frequently used by us for various purposes. So digitalization is the core. So that has paved way for online banking or digital banking, digital marketing, digital insurance, digital credit, etc. So what is online banking or e-banking? That should be understood. Digital technology calls for making financial services accessible, sustainable, and affordable. That is a main advantage of digitalization or digital technology. Mainly for inclusive growth of the people. The government is planning for the development of all the eligible people to reap the benefits of such developmental activities. For that, the financial sector plays a vital role. Particularly, the banking sector is a sector which is enjoying the benefits of such digitalization process. So, online banking or e-banking, where banking services are delivered over the internet. That is the simplified meaning of e-banking. With the help of internet, all the financial services and products are offered to the customers at an affordable prices, and easy access have been given to all the needy people to avail such services for their development, progress. Ultimately, that results in overall development and progress of the nation. It is a worldwide concept. It is not used not only in India but also throughout the global. It's a global facilities available for everyone. People living any nook and corner of the world can use these facilities and they can enjoy the benefits for their needs and wants, to fulfill their needs and wants. The e-banking or digital banking involves high level of process automation and web-based services to deliver banking products and services and provide transactions It also provides the ability for users to access financial data through electronic devices such as laptops, mobile phones, ATMs, desktop computers, etc. Of course, with the smartphones, etc. So these are all the facilities. Today, everyone has their own mobile phone, and that is advantage for the uh, people to facilitate them to make use of the mobile banking operations and in internet banking operations. So with the help of any smart devices, we can access these the financial services at a reasonable cost. We can say that at a cheaper cost. It has many advantages we'll discuss. So the computerization of banks paved way for digitalization of process, and it helps the people to go for technology banking. It is otherwise known as green banking, e-banking, online banking, and ultimately we say that in common digital banking. There is a buzzword we are all using frequently in our day-to-day life. Coming to the major benefits of such digital banking when compared to the conventional banking system we had in the past. There are many advantages to all the stakeholders, not only to the customers, but also to the service providers, regulators, regulatory bodies, government, etc. All these things are known to us. However, let me briefly list the benefits in nutshell. That is business efficiency. The business efficiency has been increased enormously because of this digitalization process, because everything is available in a soft form. All the data transfer, uh, activation, operations, facilitation, everything will be easy, so that it helps all the users to improve their operational efficiency. Then increased accuracy. It has ensured the accuracy. That is, everything is paka, so that the chances for clerical mistakes, manual in the case, as like in the case of manual operations, is totally nil. And cost savings, it helps cost saving. All the financial services are made available at an affordable cost, at a cheaper rate. In the past, we used to transfer funds by paying a huge amount through money orders, purchasing a demand draft, using checks, etc. Whereas today, everything has been replaced by the modern digital technology in the name of digital banking. That is, electronic fund transfer mechanism has been very much used. That is available at a cheaper cost. Then improved competitiveness, that also paved way for competitiveness. That is healthy competition. Almost all the players in the field, they have moved to digital technology, and they are all using digital banking operations because to widen their network, to increase their customers base, etc. Then greater agility. There is everything has been done within few seconds. So customers get get required services within a fraction of seconds. In the past, we had brick and mortar system. So the branch banking system was used. Today, that has been changed into the uh, online banking or digital banking system. That is, with the help of mouse click, we can get everything done. So that is a advantage of the great speed is an advantage of the digital banking system. Then enhanced security. Of course, there is some security threats in the case of digital banking operations, particularly in the case of net banking, mobile banking, etc. But when compared to the past systems, it is better. As far as the security aspect is concerned, it has been enhanced. So enhanced security system. So these are all the major advantages of today's digital banking operations. Then, considering the history of digital banking, in 1960s, the ATMs and cards, debit cards and credit cards were invented and introduced. Then, in 1990s, e-commerce system was popularized, and as part of e-commerce, all the business units, trading centers, they have moved to digital operations, and including the banking sector, that is, the multifarious services are offered in the name of digital banking. And physical cash to, we have moved from physical cash to digital cash today. That is, we are planning to, we are gradually moving towards cashless economy. There is usage of cash, carrying the cash to fulfill our requirements should be completely reduced or avoided. So that system must be gradually vanishing, and we have, because people have moved to the cashless economy system. Government is also aiming to take the economy into cashless economic system, cashless economy. There is everyone should have balances in their e-wallets or in their bank accounts, and that can be accessed for electronically for their operations, so that through the help of electronic fund transfer at all the stages, we can satisfy our needs and wants without using core cash. So physical cash, we have moved from physical cash to digital cash. Then peer-to-peer payment system, that is cryptocurrencies, digital currencies like bitcoins, or we are going to use in near future. Of late, one of the RBI deputy governors, Mr. Ravi Shankar, has announced in India too, the RBI will very soon issue the digital currencies, so that we are all, instead of using paper currencies, we are all going to use only the digital currencies in the near future, because we have all the required infrastructure for that. Of course, in other foreign countries, many countries, they are all using, they have accepted the cryptocurrencies as their legal currencies, whereas in India, it was not accepted as a legal currency till date. Anyhow, the government is also planning to use it as a legal currency. And coming to the developments taken place in the banking sector, the core banking solutions, core banking operations helps the banking sector to introduce varieties of digital services. That is, core banking is the delivery of banking services and products through electronic channels. Of course, today we have various alternative delivery channels through which the service providers are providing various services. There is telephone, phone banking, internet banking, mobile banking, etc. These are the major channels which are widely used by the people today. It is a centralized online, that is real-time environment has been created. Say RTGS and NEFT is widely used by the people for fund transfer through electronic mode. So real-time gross settlement, RTGS, and National Electronic Fund Transfer System has been used for transferring funds from one account to another, one branch to another, one bank to another electronically. That helps people to transfer the funds easily at a greater speed, very quickly, and at a free of cost sometimes, and without any mistakes or any frauds, etc. So these are the various advantages associated with core banking solutions offered by the banks. There is all the today, because of this facility available. A customer of a branch has become a customer of a bank, and he can operate his account through any branch or using their own smart devices like mobile phone, or laptops, etc., with the help of internet connection. The e-banking using personal computers can be mainly used as home banking, otherwise known as doorstep banking, internet banking, mail banking. These are the uh, services, banking operations which are uh, used by the people and offered by the service providers with the help of personal computers nowadays. And e-banking services are also available and using telephone connections in the name of phone banking, ATMs, automated teller, that is automated telephone systems, SMS banking, GSM SIM toolkits, WAP, that is wireless application protocol, etc. These are the various facilities available to offer and to avail e-banking services. As I told you earlier, we are planning to move cashless system. There are many cashless banking services channels are available today. That is ATMs, internet banking, mobile banking, phone banking, telebanking, electronic clearing services, electronic clearing cards, prepaid cards, doorstep banking or otherwise known as home banking, electronic fund transfer EFTs, that is NEFT, particularly NEFT, RTGS, electronic wallets, otherwise known as money wallets, and P2B lending. There is peer-to-peer lending operations, etc. These are all the various modes which facilitate the people to go for cashless transactions. Regarding the core banking, as per the definition given by the authorities concerned, it is a solution through which banking services are given by a group of network bank branches where customers may access to their bank account and perform essential transactions from any of the member branch offices. That is the definition given by the RBI. That is, all participating banks and clients organizations are associated with one central bank connected through a server. So all the
Excuse me, sir.
yes,
Sorry
please.
to disturb you.
Yes,
Sir, are you sharing the screen?
yes. No, I'm not sharing any screen. Sharing the screen. No slides are used. If it is required, I will share it later, not now. And regarding the advantages, it increases operational efficiency, as I told you earlier, and reduce cost of operations. It improves customer service and satisfaction, timely, effective decision making. It helps to integrate with electronic payment systems such as NEFT RTGS, better customer relationship management. It facilitates better customer relationship management and standardized and automated business process, strong audit and internal controls and compliances. These are the various advantages associated with the core banking system we follow today. At the same time, the some difficulties we have faced in the past have been removed with the help of the digital banking system. In the past, we used the checks and people visited bank branches to deposit, to withdraw money, to transfer funds, to pay their bills, and standing in queues to get the survey facilities, etc. All these things have been removed by the digital banking operations. The latest digital banking trends are bank adopt as a service platform. Today, bank has been considered as only a service platform. And paperless banking operations. In order to protect the environment in which we are living, paperless system has been encouraged. That is, everything has been done through digitally, so that there is no need for printing, etc. Even everything has been done electronically, whether it's a fund transfer or verification or issue of any instruments. Everything has been done through uh, offline mode, digital mode. So it saves cutting of trees to a greater extent. Otherwise, we have to use volume and volume of papers to print these things. That has been avoided, so that we are supporting the digital banking system supports the environment to be protected. Then going digital to ensure better access to finances. Digital ledgers become the wave in 2020s. So in the past, in banks, you might have seen the voluminous ledgers were used by the people. Today, the electronic ledgers accounts are maintained with the systems by the people. So it facilitates people to use, transfer, safeguard, everything, etc. So data transfer is easy, fund transfer will be easy, maintenance will be easy. These things will be cost effective also. It saves time also. Then it prioritize customer centric banking operations. In the name of digital banking, the customers have been given topmost priority. Need-based services are offered. The customers can operate their accounts and do wonders in connection to their financial services operations through their mobile phone and other digital devices. And another important development is artificial intelligence based security systems. For most of these services, the service providers, they use artificial intelligence based security systems, of course, and transaction based. For each and every transaction, OTPs has been sent, and once it has been verified, immediately there has been effected. So that ensures safety and security. And voice assisted services are also quite common nowadays, of course, with biometric systems. Biometric system is very much used. So as a security measure, then so these are some of the developments which has taken place in the digital banking operations. Let me share a video that highlights the cryptocurrency system, how it is going to be used by the Reserve Bank of India very soon. இதை ஷேர் பண்ணணும் இல்லை இதை ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க. Sir, 1 second, sir. The video will be shared. Sir, video share பண்றேன் ஒரு நிமிஷம். சரி சரி.
Reserve Bank's Deputy Governor Ravi Shankar recently said that
Share ஆகுதா?
Reserve Bank is going to issue digital currencies. Okay, now this is a very important development for you and me. But let's just look at what the Deputy Governor said. He said they're looking at a phased introduction of a central bank digital currency. They're still debating whether it will be only for small retail payments or even for large wholesale payments, whether they will issue directly from the Reserve Bank or they will issue through banks. These are the discussions going on. But it is very clear they're going to issue digital currency. So we need to understand what it means. Okay, first, what is currency? Currency is, okay, we all know the origin. It came through first was barter. I had cow's milk and I exchanged it for wheat. And then there was an intermediate gold. For some time, there were gold coins and bronze coins. The worth of the The Reserve Bank's Deputy Governor Ravi Shankar recently said that the Reserve Bank is going to issue digital currencies. Okay, now this is a very important development for you and me. So let's just look at what the Deputy Governor said. He said they're looking at a phased introduction of a central bank digital currency. They're still debating whether it will be only for small retail payments or even for large retail payments, whether they will issue directly from the Reserve.
Mute, unmute பண்ணிக்கோங்க சார் ப்ளீஸ். மைக் மியூட்ல இருக்கு சார். Sir, are you sharing the PPT, sir? Sir, am I audible, sir? Sir, please unmute your microphone, sir. Sir, microphone, sir. Please unmute, sir. Unmute. அந்த மைக் கொஞ்சம் ஆஃப்ல இருக்கு சார், ஆன் பண்ணிக்கோங்க சார். உங்கள் ஆமாம் சார், அதை அதை கிளிக் பண்ணிங்கன்னா ஆன் ஆகிடும் சார். ஆஃப்ல இருக்கு. இந்த எங்களுக்கு இந்த இன்ட்டு போட்டுருக்கு சார் மைக்கில். உங்கள் இதில் கீழே வந்து அந்த இதில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வீடியோ ஆனில் இருக்குது சார். பக்கத்தில் ஒரு இது சிம்பிள் இருக்குது சார், அதை கிளிக் பண்ணிங்கன்னா ஆன் ஆகிடும் சார். அந்த ஃபோன் மாதிரி சார். இல்லை வெளியில் லெஃப்ட் சைடு கூட உள்ளே வாங்க சார், திரும்ப கூட ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை. திரும்ப வந்துடல சார், அந்த லிங்கில் உள்ள வந்தீங்கன்னா வந்துடுறேன் சார். நான் வர சொல்லுவாங்க சார். இப்போ இந்த அனுப்பிச்சிடு சார், உடனே அனுப்பிச்சிடு.
இப்போ
எந்த வீடியோ சார்?
வரவே இல்லையே
வீடியோ
வச்சதமே மகேஷ் வச்சதமே.
எந்த எதுல சார் வீடியோ?
டெஸ்க்டாப்ல இருக்கு. டெஸ்க்டாப்ல இருக்கு.
The Reserve Bank's Deputy Governor Ravi Shankar recently said that
Share.
Reserve Bank's Deputy Governor Ravi Shankar The Reserve Bank's Deputy Governor Ravi Shankar recently said that the Reserve Bank is going to issue media capability. Digital currency. Okay, now this is a very important development
You are
for
the?
you and me. But let's just look at what the Deputy Governor said. He said they're looking at a phased introduction of a central bank digital currency. They're still debating whether it will be only for small.
Your audio play ஆகுது சார்.
வீடியோ வர மாட்டாது.
Okay, sir.
Video only, sir. Video only, sir.
ஸ்கிரீன் ஷேர் ஆகல, ஆனாதானே ஆகும். ப்ளே ஆகுது.
The Reserve Bank's Deputy Governor Ravi Shankar recently said that the Reserve Bank. The video.
சரி, ஆடியோ மட்டும் ஆடியோ மட்டும். சார் வீடியோ ப்ளே ஆகல, ஆடியோ மட்டும் வருது. அப்படியே கொஞ்ச நேரம் கேட்கும். ஓகே ஆடியோ கொடுங்க. இல்லை, ஆடியோ மட்டும் தான். இது ஆடியோ மட்டும் கொடுமா. வீடியோ தான் வரமாட்டேன் சார். ப்ளே ஆகலையே.
Going to issue digital currencies. Okay, now this is a very important development for you and me. But let's just look at what the Deputy Governor said. He said they're looking at a phased introduction of a central bank digital currency. They're still debating whether it will be only for small retail payments or even for large wholesale payments, whether they will issue it directly from the Reserve Bank or they will issue it through banks. These are the discussions going on. But it is very clear they're going to issue digital currency. So we need to understand what it means. Okay, first, what is currency? Currency is, okay, we all know the origin. It came through, first was barter. I had cow's milk and I exchanged it for wheat. And then there was an intermediate, gold. For some time, there were gold coins and bronze coins. The worth of the gold coin was exchanged for wheat. And then you took the gold coin and went and perhaps bought milk or a house or whatever. So gold became, the intrinsic value of that gold or bronze coin was important. After that came the clay tablets, and finally came the paper currency, which was first issued privately. You know, you went and sold your house to some banker and he would say, I owe this person, 1,000 rupees. And everybody respected that banker's paper. And therefore somebody else would also take that paper and give me goods and services. But that's how currency started. But then everybody didn't know how important that banker or trader was. So the sovereign came into the picture. The sovereign, which is the king or the government, whoever it was, he said, I promise to pay the bearer of this paper 5 rupees worth of goods and services or 10 rupees worth. That's how the paper currency started. Now, what is the digital currency? It is the same thing. Ultimately, what is a currency? It is the liability of the issuing bank, that is RBI, and it is an asset for whoever is holding it. You and I who hold the currency loans. That is exactly what a digital currency also is. The liability is the CBDC is a digital ROU issued by the Reserve Bank.
Right.
For the Reserve Bank, and it is for you and me. It's an asset which will help us buy something. So basically, one digital rupee will be one physical rupee. So that's what it is practically for you and me. Now, how is it different from the private issuer? A CBDC, central bank digital currency, is issued by the central bank. But a private digital currency like a crypto, a Bitcoin, a Dogecoin doesn't have an identifiable issuer. Okay, and also buyers can refuse to accept it. I want a crypto for $25,000 and I want to buy, say, I want to buy a university education, but the university doesn't accept it. So the crypto guys or the Dogecoin guys or the Bitcoin guys say that they are like gold. A crypto has the same value like gold has. But gold over centuries has been accepted. Whereas here we don't know if the crypto will be accepted. And therefore, the digital currency is shocking. One, because they are finding that many people are vaccinated. Two, it will also be easier for transaction. Say you get 1% of your salary in digital currency, you have an account with the Reserve Bank, and you and I, all of us are paying each other, then it can be settled via UPI at the Reserve Bank. A lot of payment systems can get filled up with the bank, so it might be a little more comfortable. But that is not the real reason. The real reason why Reserve Bank and other central banks are doing it is we are worried that the private digital currency, like a Bitcoin or a Dogecoin, would get accepted by everybody. Then there is a problem. For instance, I pay for my Harvard education for my child by buying a crypto coin. Then, both the central bank of the US and India become redundant. Or what is worse, suppose I want another college in Bombay is ready to take a cryptocurrency, then I'm buying in dollars a cryptocurrency and giving it to the university, then the rupee loses its value as a medium of exchange. Then what happens to monetary policy? How do you control interest rates? That is why, for the fear that private digital currencies could become acceptable and that should be stopped, that is why you are seeing banks like Reserve Bank hurrying to issue their own digital currency. It has not become acceptable just yet, the private virtual currencies, but if it becomes, that is why these guys are hurrying. In fact, what we understand is 86% of the countries around the world are already experimenting with their own digital currency. 14% already have a pilot in place, and then there will be, in course of time, all countries, if they agree to issue digital currencies, then exchange rates will develop even for digital exchange of goods and services. Okay, the idea is that if all countries do that, then people will be protected from going to these private digital currency issuers, the private issuers of Bitcoins and Dogecoins. Now the big fear is, should we give the money through the RBI or through banks? If the RBI directly gives, they are all holding accounts with the RBI for a digital currency, banks will lose deposits because you will put a part of the money with RBI, and then banks won't be able to make loans. So that is one way people are thinking, the central bankers. The need to issue a digital currency should be in such a way that bank deposits also remain attractive. Now, there are people who argue that no, don't worry about bank deposits, they will be attractive because the Reserve Bank will only issue the currency, they won't give you an interest rate. Whereas if it is issued through banks, the digital currency, banks will always pay you an interest rate on your deposits. So bank deposits will remain attractive. Let us not worry, even if the digital currency is issued through the central bank. You will keep a minimum only with the Reserve Bank. That's one set of arguments. So these are the various arguments that are going on between central banks and between banks and the Reserve Bank. What are the dangers? The dangers is, first, of course, greater cyber risk. If all of us are going to exchange only with digital currencies, chances of hacking are there. But the bigger risk is actually that a large part of India or many countries are not technologically developed. Internet is not available, smartphones are not available, and people are not technologically literate or even financially literate. So chances are, if the digital currency is issued by the Reserve Bank, It will be a small sliver of the population which may use it for a few activities. Large part will still depend on cash. That is the guess. Nevertheless, very interesting developments are set to occur in this space. Digital currency, watch this space.
Dear participants, so far you were listening the from the meeting. And now let us see the other aspects of the digital banking. There is, let me say something about the e-payment systems followed in banking sector. There are different methods of e-payment system has been followed by the people, such as one-time customer to vendor payment, recurring customer to vendor payment, and automatic bank to vendor payment. These are the three methods normally used for such e-payments. Regarding the types of e-payments, card payments, debit cards, credit cards, smart cards are used by the people. And UPI application, there is unified payment interface, helps people to make payments. And mobile payments, nowadays mobile apps are available for making payments. That is mobile payments. Then automatic clearing houses, IMPS of, there is a immediate payment system of the National Payment Corporation of India that facilitates for that payment. Then automatic clearing houses, there is then wire transfers, QR code based transfer of funds, item processing systems, remote deposit captures, floodline access solutions, etc., are the various types of payments used by the people uh, to transfer funds from one account to another. All these things are made easily with the help of debit cards, credit cards, smart cards, using mobile banking operations, e-wallets, net banking operations, through ATMs and point of sale terminals operations, RTGS, NEFT, etc. So these are all the various methods and types of e-payments used by the people as part of digital banking. So the digital banking helped the people for easy payment of money for various purposes to avail the services as well as to purchase goods. Then e-wallet is a service known as M-wallet, money wallets. There are many firms, they are providing e-wallet facilities to their customers. It's like a e-purse, otherwise known as e-purse. Just like maintaining funds in our accounts, we can uh, uh, maintain balance the e-balance wallets. There is such as Paytm, Oxygen wallets, Citrus wallets, Free Charge, Geo Money, HDFC Pays app, ICICI Pockets, Airtel Money, and M-Rupee. These are all the various types of e-wallets offered by different e-wallet companies or firms. Then coming to the list of payment banks functioning in India, exclusive institutional arrangements are made available for making payments. To name some of the popular payment banks such as Aditya Birla Neuro Limited of India Cellular Company, Reliance Industries, Vijay Shekhar Sharma owned Paytms, India Post, Finopay Tech Limited, NSDL, Vodafone, M-Pesa, etc. are some of the payment banks which are operating in India. So these are the areas which are useful for the researchers to undertake research studies. So there is a scope for lot of innovative research studies in digital banking because this is the dynamic subject. The developments, new changes, new innovations are taking place in various aspects of banking operations. So it is a dynamic subject. So whenever the new changes, new innovations are taking place, there is a possibility and feasibility for the research scholars to undertake research studies on various aspects. The various services can be considered for doing research. Say for example, payment banks. The effectiveness of payment system in India can be studied. Similarly, the fund transfer mechanisms, the green banking system, the operational efficiency, and the problems faced by the customers, security threats, mainly because of the security threats, advantages, etc., can be studied because these things are changing. Since the changes are taking place on continuous basis, this is a dynamic subject. So what we had in the past cannot be repeated again or cannot be followed today. What we follow today, it may not be available tomorrow because throughout the globe, the various changes are taking place in the field of digital operations, including digital banking system. So it gives scope for undertaking various research studies by the scholars for their research programs. Because we cannot copy the what we did in the past. The environment is totally new. So the research studies are to be done afresh. And innovative research, there is a scope for introducing some innovations in our research. The data are available from various sources. In India, RBI websites are available, SLBC websites are available. Then the websites of the individual banks can be accessed to get required data. The research studies can be done through online. Nowadays, these research scholars are collecting data through online using Google Forms, etc. Similarly, the data collection can also be done through online and covering various aspects of digital banking. So, to name few, internet banking services of State Bank of India is one example. So, all the banks are offering internet banking, including State Bank of India. A researcher may be interested to study the internet banking services offered by the State Bank of India to its customers. The customers' feedback or opinion may be collected. Are there preferences for using mobile banking services offered by various banks may also be studied. Like that, there is a scope for conducting innovative research in the field of digital banking covering different aspects. Then trends in electronic payment system of banks or a particular bank or the system as a whole in India. Products and services of National Payment Corporation. As I told you earlier, National Payment Corporation of India has n number of digital products to facilitate the bankers as well as the customers to make use of the services. So that can be studied. Then customer satisfaction on various aspects like payment system, the operations, the uh, banking correspondent model, and uh, etc. can be studied. To have access for the banking services to the people, customers of remote area, the banking correspondent and banking facilitation system has been used. So they are all empowered to collect money, and it has been transferred to the particular bank later. So without visiting bank branches, the people doesn't have access for these modern gadgets and information technology. Technology banking system can make use of these facilities. So that itself can be a topic for research. So to what extent the system works effectively, how far the rural customers living in remote places doesn't have the access for banking bank branches or make use of these services can also be analyzed and studied. Then an improved model on this line is also available in the name of kiosk banking, a new concept called kiosk banking. That is nothing but carrying the ATMs in a mobile van and making it available for the people to access easily. You can find the mobile vans carrying the ATM machines with biometric devices, and that will be made available for the public to use at the time of special occasions or in the main bazaars on cities where such facilities are not available. That itself can be studied by the scholars. Then impact of strategic HRM practices of private sector banks on operational efficiency, performance, and competitiveness with special reference to digital banking system. This is an example for innovative research. Instead of selecting one particular aspect for research, we can combine the different aspects in a single research. In the above example, the operational efficiency and competitiveness of the private sector banks or any banks highly depends upon the strategic human resource management practices followed by the bank. Here, we can study the impact or influence of effectiveness of the human resource management system followed by the banks to maximize the operational efficiency. In turn, the profitability of the bank can also be studied under digital banking system. Like that, the research scholars can think over innovatively on this line, innovatively to select various aspects for their research, and strategic human resource management practices and performance of digital banking system in public sector bank is another example for combining two different aspects, that is strategic HRM in order to study the performance of digital banking system, to know the impact or influence of such HRM practices for better digital banking operations, in turn for maximizing the profitability by way of offering quality services to the customers. Then efficiency of e-payment and settlement system is another area for research. How effectively the payment banks are facilitating the e-payment system for the customers through various digital banking modes. That is, the using various alternate distribution channels. Then, like that, innovative research topics covering various digital banking aspects can be chosen by the research scholars for their research studies. For all these things, the changing phase of technology that has paved way for the successful digital banking operations as well as the digital based commercial operations, digital marketing, etc. The core banking solution already we discussed. Of course, under core banking system, all the customers are connected with a central server which has been operated by a particular bank at one place, and all the customers of various banks have been given access for various services so that the customers can reap the facilities of digital banking at a cheaper cost. To name any one example, in the past we transferred funds from one place to another at a greater cost, but today it is available at a free of cost also, or we can say at least a minimum cost, say up to 10,000 rupees, to transfer up to 10,000 rupees, it has been done for 3 rupees or 4 rupees or 7 rupees by various banks. So the EFT, electronic fund transfer, and transfer of funds through various modes like app-based transfer of funds like Google Pay, InPay, etc., are facilitating the people to reap the benefits of the digitalization process in the name of digital banking. So the research scholars can make use of such facilities for their innovative research. So in future, many more changes will be introduced. So there is a lot of scope for selecting innovative topics for their research. With this, I request the audience to interact with me if they have any queries or any doubts regarding the aspects we have discussed. Of course, the research aspect has not been discussed much. Only the digital banking aspects have been highlighted by me. And in the next class, how the research studies can be undertaken in the area of digital banking will be discussed. And with this, I request the people, if they have any queries or to supplement anything on the aspects discussed, you are all welcome.
Sir, thank you,
Please.
sir. Very nice and informative session. What is the difference between digital banking, mobile banking, and e-banking? Is there any difference among all these three, or say all these three are same?
Digital banking, there is mobile banking, internet banking comes under digital banking only. Digital banking is a wide aspect. It covers all these things: net banking, mobile banking, phone banking, everything. All these things these are the parts of digital banking. In general, we call it as digital banking operations. It may be a net banking or mobile banking, telephone banking, home banking, everything. It covers everything.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, welcome. Due to some technical problem, I was not in a position to play the audio. I mean the video. Only audio was played. The video was not played. However, it will be played in the next session with additional inputs.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other questions?
Dear participants, this is the time for interaction. If you are willing, if you have any clarification, please.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes, please, please.
Sir, nowadays amalgamation of bankings.
Yes.
So, is there any impact or service impact on banking system when
Certainly.
amalgamated this all types of rural banks or maybe some other banks? What
Yes.
is the long run effect on economics?
Yeah. Good. See, this is the recent trend taking place in the banking industry, amalgamation of major banks. That is, definitely it will have its own impact. To have a big banking system, instead of having more number of banks, the number has been reduced sizably, so that it will facilitate the customers to get uh, uh, maximum services at a minimum cost, because there is no need for having more number of banks. That will enhance the operating cost of various banks. Ultimately, that will affect the profitability. So that when the banks are amalgamated, when the number has been reduced, uh, the customers will be benefited ultimately. Of course, that will affect the interest of the investors, the employees, and other stakeholders. That is why they are opposing. But ultimately, that will benefit the customers to get quality services at a minimum cost, mainly because of the operating cost will come down drastically. Because nowadays, when we have more number of banks, the banks are spending independently to provide multivariate services uh, separately. That cost the organizations. So that definitely the merger of banks will have its own impact on profitability, as well as their uh, uh, the quality of services. When the banks are merged with other banks, they can plan for providing quality services at an affordable cost. Again, that will be beneficial for the customers, so that it helps the country for faster inclusive growth. So we can give access for all the customers, uh, belongs to rural area, poor section of the vulnerable section of the community, weaker section of the people, etc. That is the ultimate objective of the government. That is why I'm saying that the mergers and amalgamation of banks will definitely will have its own impact, and that will be beneficial for the country, economy, as well as to the customers.
Thank you, sir. Sir, and one more question.
Please, please.
Due to amalgamation or merging of all these banks, is this first step for privatization? Nowadays, governments are privating all public sectors. So, how far it will shows its impact, or maybe how far we can trust when it is a private bank? If the government privatized all these banks, as a middle class personnel, how can I trust all these banks, and how can I keep my deposits for a longer period, fixed deposits? Please enlighten me.
Thank you, thank you. As you said, the customers are suspecting because they are worrying about the safety of fund, right? At the same time, the government has taken many steps to protect the interest of the depositors through deposit insurance schemes. And of late, the finance minister has announced that the deposits of the customers will be insured to some extent, so that the bankers will also take necessary prudent steps to protect the interest of the customers by following uh, uh, proper banking operations subject to the regulatory systems of the regulatory bodies. So the both government as well as the regulators, they are taking necessary steps to protect the interest of the customers of the bank, as well as the investors who have invested the on banking shares, etc. So of course the customers are suspecting, and they are very much worried about the uh, the protection available for them. But in due course, everything will be taken care, and the government is taking necessary steps in this direction. That will certainly protect the interest of the customers, public, and the employees, etc.
Thank you, sir. Sir, and one more question. Due
Yes.
to demonetization and all the things, how it will shows its impact on digital economy or digital banking? Is there any advantage of demonetization for digital banking?
Okay, good. Originally, the objective of demonetization said is different, but the ultimate effect of such demonetization is totally different. However, that is why it has been criticized by many people, and many people have affected, and the interest, particularly the interest of the ordinary customers, have been affected. But still, the demonetization paved way for many good things, like uh, originally it was said that to control the black money, right? So everything, all the unaccounted money will be brought into light, so that will eradicate the corruption practices, etc. So I'm not saying that it has been fulfilled fully or 100%. Of course, it had some ill effects that was criticized by many people. As a banking teacher, that is one step. It is not new. We have in the past the same demonetization process was faced by the industry and public long back. So in this line, with some objectives, it was introduced, but we cannot say that it is 100% success. However, that has that happened, and that paved way for some other better things. We should perceive this aspect like this only, and definitely it will have its own impact on digital banking system. I can say that that is why the digital banking system has been given due importance today. In the case of digital banking operations, there is no scope for such kind of frauds, etc. Even today, people are suspecting the security aspects in digital banking operations. What steps are being taken by the government and the uh, operators to protect the interests of the bankers? Under the digital banking system, there is no chance for frauds and corruptions and other kinds of usage of illegal currencies, etc. If everything has been digitalized, when we have completely moved to digital operations, there is no scope for illegal money or black money. That is the ultimate objective of the government. So, in this aspect, the digitalization is very much useful for uh, removing such uh, difficulties and problems what we had in the past.
Thank you, sir. And one more last question, sir.
Yes, please.
Is there any curriculum to impart financial literacy among high school students or maybe senior secondary school students? Is there any scope to develop that financial literacy among
Yeah.
youth?
See, good. Already the SEBI, in the name of investment education, investors protection and investors education, a system has been used to educate the school students, public, and whoever is interested, say all the stakeholders on financial literacy regarding savings, investment, various financial services available, banking operations, etc. These things are educated to various sections of the people through SEBI in the name of investors education. An exclusive fund is available for that purpose. So the resource persons have also been identified, and through them already people are educating the uh, intended or targeted people on various aspects of financial aspects in the name of financial literacy, including digital banking. Apart from that, there are many online courses are available. There is often by available in various portals, and people are whoever is interested, they can register and they can gain knowledge without any cost. All these courses are offered at free of cost, and whoever is interested, they can access and they can register, they can get benefited.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pramod Kumar, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
On behalf of Department of Commerce, I would like to record my sincere thanks to our Honorable Professor for his amazing presentation. So thank you very much, sir. You are making this session as a highly interactive session, sir. With rich information, latest information, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Kind of you, sir. Thank you.
I
Thank
would
you
like
very
to extend my sincere thanks to our valuable participants for your valuable presence. Thank you for your interaction. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Thank
I
you,
extend my thanks to everyone for their passionate listening and interaction. Kind of you. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. We'll meet tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Thank you.